Welcome everybody to Season 1 of Break Up the Daily Grind. If you are just joining us for the first time, I would like to say that we are glad to see you. We are glad that you found us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that my name is Ben. Corey sits across the table from me. He's my co-host.
Right.
And since we already know how bad this day is going, yeah, the week. How's the week been treating you?
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
That good, huh?
Yeah.
Did you you were doing your certification?
Mm-hmm.
You were studying for that pretty hard.
Yeah.
Did you take your test yet?
No, I'm taking it in like a week and a half.
Week and a half?
Yep.
You just completely burned out from the studying?
Well, I'm still studying.
Oh. Well, no wonder you feel like garbage.
I'm almost finished.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're on the home stretch?
Yeah, I'm trying to push through.
Yeah. No, I do feel for you. I'm sure you're a smart kid. You'll figure it out. I'm sure you already know all the stuff, so I'm not too worried about it. I know you'll pass with flying colors.
We hope.
Yeah, you will. Positivity. So, before we start today's calamity, because we already started out to a rough start already.
Yeah.
Well, let's get some positivity going here. Let's tell you who's sponsoring today's episode.
Yeah, so this episode is brought to you by J-Man's Live DJ Service. J-Man's passion is to make your event unforgettable. Check him out at djmanlive.com. That's DJMANLIVE.com. Tell him Ben and Corey sent you.
Yeah, because he'll know exactly who you're talking about. So today we decided to dedicate today's dad jokes to?
Well, my dad, actually. Phil Hodges. So, knowing my dad for the short period of time that I did, I know this is definitely something that he himself would have gotten a kick out of if he were still alive to witness it and experience it. So, I know this is something that would have made him reluctantly laugh as well hearing them. So I wanted to dedicate this round of dad jokes to him. You know, it's crazy someone only being in your life for what, like 9 years, 10 years.
It was only
not even still having that type of impact on you.
Yeah.
So at this point, I've been with them. Or I've been without them longer than I've been with them. So
yeah.
It's a heavy thought sometimes.
Yeah,
so,
and I'm sure that's probably just one more stitch in the week that's probably kicking you in the ass right now.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't help, but I know he'd respect it. He'd be all for it.
Right.
So yeah, want to dedicate these to him because
right on.
I miss him.
Yep, and you are not the only one. I can promise you that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, if you have a person that you want to recognize, send us a brief dedication and maybe their favorite dad joke to our email at mo9studios@gmail.com so we can get those in for you so we can share them dedications with everybody, the whole 5 listeners that we have. So, all right, well, then are we ready to break this spell with some really bad dad jokes?
Please. I have never been excited for them before.
Yeah, I bet you're right. Okay. Terrible, awesome dad jokes. Out of all the inventions over the last 100 years, the dry erase board has to be the most remarkable. No?
Well, the only thing that was remarkable was how bad that joke was.
Okay. Unlike me, what can run without ever running out of breath?
I don't know what.
A river.
What?
A river. Runs.
That's so dumb. It's not even funny.
Obviously. Okay, well maybe I would like to say maybe the next two are going to be better, but I don't have a whole lot of hopes for that either. What happened when 30 got hungry?
What happened?
38. No.
That's almost as bad as 7, 8, 9.
It's kind of one of the same things. All right. Last one though. All right. I gave my handyman a to-do list, but it was only jobs 2, 3, and 5. Turns out he only does odd jobs. The list was kind of lame, okay? Give me a break.
Trying to give you like a pity laugh or something.
Hashtag groan.
Yeah, I couldn't even muster up that.
No?
No.
Well, we got enough laughs out of you afterwards, so I guess I will take it. And please remember that we are asking people to email us their favorite jokes that are on this show and the ones that are not on the show. If you have a favorite dad joke, email it to us, and I'm sure we will put it in our list, because obviously the ones I'm picking are not very good at the moment. And we would like, if we can get enough of those people's favorites, then maybe we'll just do a whole episode of nothing but dad jokes. I think that would be cool. And we also would like to know your favorite inspirational thought of the week, which we do at the end of every cast. So hopefully those put a smile on your face. If not, I guarantee it made your head shake. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get on with the discussion for today, which I think is going to be subreddits. We're going to read subreddits today, aren't we?
Reddit stuff. Yep.
Reddit. So we're going to try
Reddit.
We're going to try to make ourselves feel better by
looking at other people in miserable situations.
Yeah, there you go.
Now.
Yeah. Well, what a better way to make us feel better than to listen to somebody else that takes the cake. Like really?
So this is from the Am I the Asshole subreddit. And it's, am I the asshole for telling my mother-in-law to piss off after she criticized me for going to the gym while pregnant? Now, I've never been pregnant before, and I don't plan on ever being pregnant.
Oh, I tell you, I have, especially after Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, my God. I feel sorry for women after that. It's like, wow.
There's no way you're comparing pregnancy to a Thanksgiving dinner right now. There's absolutely no way that's happening.
Oh, yeah. I just did. There's an ongoing joke in the house. They're like, I'm like, man, I feel like I got to give birth. A couple pounds definitely got to come out of here sometime.
Good God.
So, yeah, I did. I just prepared for pregnancy. So is she really the asshole for telling her mother-in-law, right?
Yeah. So I'll jump into it.
Okay.
So I, 28 female, am currently pregnant and have been staying active by going to the gym. As my doctor has assured me, it's perfectly safe. So if the doctor's already telling you that it's perfectly safe, there's honestly...
Well, I mean, as long as she's not doing anything, like, extreme, you know...
It's literally, I don't do anything extreme.
Oh, there you go.
the next... So, just light weights, walking and stretching to stay healthy for myself and the baby. So, honestly, that's probably better than not being active at all. You know.
Oh, I 100% agree.
My mother-in-law, she has been making constant comments about how I'm selfish and putting my baby in danger by working out. She even told me I'm asking for a miscarriage.
Well, that's terrible to think of in the first place. But, you know, I guess if her doctor said that if she was high risk.
Yeah. Well,
she'd already been cleared by the doc.
Yeah.
So why would you even say that that's not cool?
Yeah. I assume it being her mother-in-law, she probably already said that too. That like, hey, the doctor said this is cool. Right. You know, as long as I don't go overboard. Right. And I know some people's definition of overboard is different than others, but based on what she described, it doesn't sound like it's overboard. It sounds like it's pretty light.
Right.
To be honest, it sounds like it's essentially just staying active. It seems like the same stress as going for like a brisk walk,
right,
or something, which isn't a bad thing.
No,
to be honest.
No, there's. I'm sorry I interrupted, but there's more, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
She even told me I'm asking for a miscarriage by not just sitting at home and acting like a proper pregnant woman. I didn't know there was a way to be a proper pregnant woman.
that whole booklet about how to be a proper pregnant woman probably comes with how to raise a child pamphlet. They're probably in the same location.
Yeah, you'd know all about that, wouldn't you?
I'm still waiting for Amazon to deliver my order, damn it.
I'm 26 years behind.
I email them every week. Where's my pamphlet on how to raise kids?
My kids are about to be in college again.
My grandkids are about ready to be born. I just want my money back at this point.
I've tried explaining that my doctor is on board, but she won't listen. Today, she pushed it too far, saying I was going to regret it when something happens. I snapped and told her to piss off and stop sticking her nose in my business. Now she's playing the victim, saying I was disrespectful and that I should apologize. My husband is on my side, but thinks I could have handled it more calmly. Am I the asshole for snapping at her?
No, you are not. To be honest with you, being that husband figure in the past, I've had to have those conversations with my own mother.
Really?
Yeah. When John was little, right? John is actually not biologically my child. When I got involved with his mom, I took full ownership of him, right? This is my kid, just like Kate. Doesn't matter where the DNA came from.
Yeah.
This is the way it is. And it was brought to my attention that my mom was treating John and Kate differently.
Oh, I never knew that.
I don't even think my mom realized she was doing it, right?
Oh, okay.
It was probably more of a innocent mistake on my mom's part, but it was brought to my attention. My wife at the time didn't have to snap at my mom because I took over that and I did it for her.
Yeah.
So is she the asshole? No. Do I think it could have been handled differently? Yes. Do I think that he should have said something first? Most definitely. Most definitely. He should have been like, look, Mom, no, this is my kid just as much as it's hers. And I understand where you're coming at it, but no, that's not the way this is going to happen. She's going to go to the gym because it makes her happy.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the final straw about that. No
Doctor's
more.
already cleared it.
Yep.
Said everything's fine. There shouldn't be any complications with going to the gym. And it sounds like she was trying to reason with her the few other times and, trying to have a mature conversation and show her mother-in-law that point of view that she had. But her mother-in-law is just not listening at all.
It's not the fact that she's not listening. If I had to guess, I would say the mother-in-law is more, she wants this child to be just as healthy and just as happy as the parents do. Right?
Yeah.
And a lot of parents have a problem with somebody raising kids differently than they would.
I feel like because if you raise kids differently from like if she's worried that her daughter-in-law is going to raise a kid differently, then
she's afraid that it's not going to be born. But that's a paranormal. That's not paranormal.
In a sort of egocentric way, it also is like if they're not raising the child the way that I want them to, then in a way that makes the way I raised them wrong.
Right.
As well.
Well, like I have learned, there's more than one way.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's what she was thinking, but it's just another possibility.
And that's the thing about all these Reddit articles is that there's always two sides of the story.
Oh, there is. There is too.
And just because this person wrote it that way, because that's the way they see it, doesn't necessarily mean. I mean, some of them are probably spot on. Don't get me wrong, because I watch and read a few of these, and today's people it fits about right. So I don't doubt that that's the way it happened, but I know there's always two sides to every story.
Oh, yeah. So the top comment on this one was, they said, "You're not the asshole. Her judgmental comments are rude, intrusive, and ignorant." And then she stated, "My husband is on my side, but thinks I could have handled it more calmly." A commenter then goes on to say, "Then he should have intervened when it started and handled his mother's behavior before it pushed you over the edge."
Yeah, wow. Spot on for you, buddy. Read my mind. Or miss, or whoever wrote it. Read my mind, for sure. And that's one thing that I've learned from way back. It don't matter. If my mom oversteps her bounds,
yeah.
I mean, I will try to handle it fairly tactful. But you know me, I don't have much of a filter. But like, you know what? Nope, this is where I draw the line. Sorry about your luck. This shit ain't happening. And sometimes I've broke my mom's nose pretty hard, but
you punched your mom in the face.
that was no, not physically broke her nose. I mean, emotionally broke her nose, figuratively speaking.
Okay.
And she got her. Be like some of these dad jokes. I'm just not going to explain it. That's all there is to it. This one here is, found a wallet with $200, so I returned it to the rightful owner, who yelled at me and insisted that there was more money inside it and accused me of stealing it. There were also bank cards, a driver's license, and a business card, which is how I was able to find him in the first place. It felt like such a slap in the face to be called a thief after going out of my way to return his wallet. I asked him why would I return the rest of it if I stole some of it, but he wouldn't listen, so I just walked away.
That's
if I took your wallet,
yeah,
I would have kept the $200. Why would I leave the $200 in it and then give it back to you with the $200? Shoot, this guy's right. If I had stolen it, I just would have turned it into the police empty or left it in the trash. Why would you think that the person that went out of their way to give you your personal belongings back stole shit from it?
This dude is Patrick.
No, the other $300 was my finder's fee. Hole.
I found this ID in this wallet. It has your picture on it. If that's the case, this must be your wallet. Well, that makes sense to me. It's not my wallet. He's so ignorant.
Right.
Like, because, well, just think about it, you know, like you said, and like the poster said
right.
in there too, if I was going to rob you, why would I rob you and then go out of the way to hand you your wallet back?
And half your money.
Half your money, yeah. It's not like you'd catch me anyways.
Right.
You know, you don't know where you left your wallet.
Obviously, you lost it or something because I'm the one that found it.
Yeah.
So a couple of these guys says, if I at least go around the point what I said, it says, if I wanted to steal your money, I wouldn't have returned the wallet in the first place.
For real.
Because next goes, right? I'm baffled by his logic. Yeah, me and you, buddy, we're both like, huh? If you lose your wallet, you're lucky enough to get it back even without cash. This guy's an asshole.
He is an asshole.
Of course, I mean, maybe he was having a really bad day.
It's you don't know what people are going through.
I mean, I've been told a few times that I have said stuff that makes me sound like one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, that wasn't my intention. That I don't. They're like, you all right? You having a bad day? And these are people that are close to me. They'd be like, because you come off like a total asshole.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Sometimes it's not intentional.
Right.
You just have that
I mean,
that tone.
Right. It takes a little tone, and he may have been completely upset that he lost. He might have had. I mean, hell, he could have had $1,000 in there.
Yeah.
And he was totally teed off that first off he lost it, and second off that there's a bunch of cash missing.
Mm-hmm.
I could get that part of it, but somebody hands you the wallet back. I mean, just be thankful you got your driver's license and credit cards.
Yeah, for real. It's such a hassle to go through and get all that stuff.
Especially a driver's license. Credit cards, phone call, you're good to go. But you got to make an appointment with the DMV.
Ugh.
Oh, and then you got to wait weeks.
Yep.
And then it's just like, no. Dude, you're awesome for giving that wallet back. I don't care what the guy says.
Going out of your way. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
Hats off to you. You should have kept it $200 and charged him a delivery fee.
Delivery fee. This is to make sure your wallet was returned safe and sound fee. So you can see there's no money in it, but it's not harmed. So Brandon, he lost his wallet here.
Here?
Yeah. When I was house sitting for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and we came over to use the hot tub.
That's where that $300 come from.
Just like hang out for a little bit. We spent like an hour going around like the living room and like the dining room and outside looking for his wallet, and we checked his backpack and everything. He like couldn't find it and stuff. He was like upset,
sweating bullets.
Yeah, well, he was like, where the hell could it be?
Right.
You know, and we had stopped at Insomnia Cookies up there earlier, and he's like, oh shit, I think I might have left it up there. I'm like, I don't know, because that's not really the type of place where you'd like just set your wallet down.
Oh, I've caught myself setting my wallet down.
That's the thing too. It just takes one like subconscious like,
whoopsie.
You know, yeah, exactly. So he like next morning he called and canceled all of his stuff. He canceled his credit card. He's like, I'm gonna have to get a new. So he made an appointment for the DMV and stuff, and he like canceled all of his cards and everything. And then 2 days later, me and him were on Discord talking, and he's like, dude, I gotta tell you something.
Oh, this is good.
I feel like such a tool. I'm like, what'd you do? He's like, my wallet was in my side, my side pocket on my backpack, but he's like, I had my like, he had like a hat in there, and so he's like, I think it got like caught in the hat because all I could feel was the hat in there. And when I like reached around, I think when I pulled the hat out, the wallet fell back into that pocket there.
Oh no.
And he's like, all my stuff was in there and everything. I canceled my I canceled my credit card. He's like, now I gotta, he's like, at least I didn't go up to the DMV Secretary of State yet and get that all canceled. He was like so mad. He's like, now I have to wait a week before I could use my card. All my money's on my card and everything. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
It sucks, but at least you knew where it was all at. Yeah, because wrong person gets a hold of those credit cards, boy, you mean a world of hurt.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing you found it. And I kind of wish he'd have lost it here so I could have had a couple extra dollars.
Yeah, me too.
I could have went out to dinner when he got back.
No one had to know.
No, that's I could have waited a couple days and say, hey, Corey, by the way, here's Brandon's wallet. Tell him next time he's going to leave it to leave money in it.
Leave more money in it.
Yeah, leave more money in it. I don't want to use the credit cards. It's too easy to track. I like cold hard cash.
All right. I got another one here. Also from the Am I the Asshole subreddit. Am I the asshole for finally telling my brother-in-law to leave after he's been mooching off of us for a year?
365 days? It took you that long?
I feel like when it comes, people have a different definition of mooching.
That is true.
You know, like what would you consider mooching?
Mooching would have been not helping.
So like living at someone's house rent free, not paying for anything, not doing any chores around the house or helping out in any way. Not
helping in any way. No, because you can't necessarily look at it from the money aspect, because if they're living with you because they don't have money, I'm not going to require them to give me,
Yeah, but I feel like that's ironed out in advance, If someone's downtrodden and they don't have money, I feel like that's something that you're going to iron out when you're okay, well, you can move in, and we'll agree we won't charge you anything because you're going
to have to buy your own groceries, if you can afford it, you slide me a few bucks, but because you're going to use the water, you're going to use electricity,
exactly
stuff, but I'm not going to charge you a bunch of stuff.
But if it's a roommate thing where you're both equally able to pay for stuff, and it's you're living here because we want cheaper rent,
right,
both for each other as like a mutual like beneficial agreement,
right,
then that's different. And then they're not paying anymore, and you're suddenly paying for all their stuff. I feel like that's mooching at that point, whereas like, I paid for this for you, just get me the money back later. I feel like that's a favor,
right? But it's usually for a couple things. It's not for an entire year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Usually when I feel like you're doing a favor for someone and letting them crash with you until you get things figured out,
right?
And I feel like, what do you think the time frame is for that? Like a month?
Well, it
at the most?
depends on how big it is.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like it depends on how big it is and who it is.
Right. I mean, if someone had just lost a significant other, right, it's going to take a lot longer because there's a lot of emotional distress there that's got to be worked through as well.
Yeah.
Then they got to get all their crap in order, right?
Yeah.
Whoever's gone, you got to get all their crap in order. Plus, you got to get your crap in order. That's a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that could easily take a year.
Yeah.
Right, depending on the circumstances. Now, so far we don't have much information. So
yeah. So I'll get into it now.
Okay.
So, am I the asshole for finally telling my brother-in-law to leave after he's been mooching off of us for a year? He moved in saying he just needed a few months until he was able to save enough money to rent his own place. So we established a time frame.
A timeline,
yep. A few months. Was that like 2-3 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's been a year. But
somebody's watch quit telling days.
Sorry, I forgot to hang up my calendar.
Forgot to cross this month off.
I thought it was still September. What do you mean it's August? It's been a year, but he's never once paid for bills, groceries, nothing. He doesn't even do basic chores. But my wife, she's always tries to cover for him and does his chores for him instead. Oh no! So, what's that called?
Enabling?
Enabling. Yeah, that's the word. She's an enabler.
Oh man, my favorite.
She always tries to cover for him and does his chores for him instead. He leaves dishes in the sink, doesn't take out the trash, just sits around on his phone when he's at home to play mobile games, or goes out on his motorcycle to go on long rides with his buddies. We've been biting our tongues because he's family, but last week was the last straw. He came home late, parked his bike, and didn't lock the gate. As a result of his neglect, our dog of 12 years got out. We searched everywhere and even made Facebook posts, only to find out a few hours later that he got hit by a car.
Oh, jeez.
Just outside our subdivision. We were devastated, and I was very furious. But guess who was the one acting pissed off? My brother-in-law, saying it wasn't his fault and that shit happens. And that he'd just buy a new dog. Oh my god. He hasn't even contributed a single cent to our month's electric bill or internet bills. I lost it. I told him to pack his stuff and get out. My wife thinks I was too harsh, but I honestly don't care anymore. He doesn't respect our home, our rules, or our damn dog. Am I the asshole for not considering my wife's feelings first? A part of me feels that we should have talked about it together first, but then I acted on my own out of anger.
Hells to the no. Right? Yes, there probably should have been a conversation with his wife before that.
Mm-hmm.
But that should have happened 6 months ago.
I feel like this has been building up
for
a long time.
If the guidelines had been set a couple months, let's say 4, right? That's being conservative. Now you're at month 12.
Yeah.
Which is way longer than 4 months.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, this conversation should have happened at month 5, right?
Yeah.
So as the fact that he lost his stuff No, I think that I probably would have lost mine a lot sooner than that, and probably before the dog was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just. Well, I'll just buy another dog. Really?
No, he didn't even say he'd buy them another dog. He just said, I would just buy a new dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would just buy. Well, I'm not much of a dog person, even though I got to.
Yeah.
But no, that wouldn't fly with me, and it sure wouldn't fly with my family, regardless.
Yeah.
No, hit the road. Matter of fact, I would have helped him pack via airmail. That shit would have been flying out the window.
Out the door.
Yep.
Out the window.
I'm like, here, I'm going to help you move.
It was one thing until the dog got killed.
Yeah.
That, like, I feel like at that point, emotions are going to take over.
Emotions are going to take over, yes. The simple fact that the dog got out and got hit is... And
I know that part, the dog getting hit isn't anybody's fault. But
and unfortunately, the brother-in-law is kind of right there. Shit does happen, right? Anybody could have left that gate open.
Yeah, but he was the one.
He left it open.
Yeah.
Therefore, he should have automatically taken responsibility for the fact that gate got left open. Like, you know what? I thought I shut it. I guess I didn't, and I completely apologize. Whether he left it open or not is irrelevant. Now you have a family member for your brother. I mean, come on, really?
Him saying it wasn't his fault and that shit happens is like a clear deflection.
Yeah.
Someone who says that never had any intention of taking responsibility
Heck to the no.
for it.
Well, the funny thing is he can afford a bike, probably a car.
Yeah.
But he can't afford an apartment.
Yeah, it didn't say anything about him having any sort of job, if I recall.
Right.
In there.
But he's got money to go out on a ride, which you know darn well that I guarantee you somebody stopped at the bar.
People that always have disposable
income.
Disposable income.
Yeah, they do.
They always seem to have the income for things that they want to do.
Right.
Like going to the bar or like going for endless amounts of rides and stuff, but when it comes time to help out the people that are scratching your back, letting you live there, I just don't have the money this week, or this month, or I'll always constantly push them. I'll get it to you later,
right?
and
I do understand the whole concept of cutting family some slack.
Yeah, and the slack should have been a couple extra months after the initial,
usually a couple months is 2, maybe 3. I think that's what you said, 2 or 3. A couple.
Yeah, I would say. And then them being family, well, okay, I'll give you another month or 2. But
this is month 4.
Yeah.
Month 5, we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Month 6, you better have some change of tracks here.
Mm-hmm.
Month 12, air freight.
Yep. And
bye.
I think, and that's another one of those things, I think it would be completely different. Like if you're actively helping out around the house.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't know if they have kids or not. No. If you're helping take care of the kids and stuff and watching kids while the parents are off to work and you're actively paying to live there and stuff, then there's a point, that's where I could be like, okay, well, I don't mind if you stay longer at that point.
Yeah,
since
I give you cash. I buy you fly, right?
Yeah,
we
exactly.
We need this list of groceries. I give you the cash. Take my card and go get it.
Yeah,
cool.
Yep.
Right.
That saves me a trip. You know, and then, but there is nothing in here about him contributing to anything or helping anything at all. And honestly, I think it should have happened sooner. Years,
6 months before
yes, that. At the least 6 months. Honestly,
at least a conversation.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I think that conversation should have been between the husband and the wife first.
Yeah.
And then the wife should have said something to the brother.
I think, in regards, because he said he did feel a little guilty for not talking to his wife about the decision first. I think that would have been valid had this happened 6 months earlier or 8 months earlier. At this point, being 12 months in, I think he's in a more valid position to have taken it upon himself to do it. And I think in the wife's case, I think it just happens to be, it's her brother who she's known her whole life and stuff. There's there's probably a little bit more bias there on her side than there is on the husband's side.
Well, I've always tried to give them kind of discussions.
Yeah.
You have that discussion,
right?
Because you can, like I'll have the discussion with my folks.
Yeah.
You have the discussion with your folks.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, if the discussion doesn't turn out the way that you and I have talked about it, then I don't have a problem with having that discussion. But those kind of discussions always come easier from direct family versus extended family.
True that.
Yes, it probably would have been nice to have that conversation with his wife before he blew a gasket, but with the variables of the dog and all the buildup, I don't think that he should feel too terribly bad.
Yeah. No,
right?
You're
like, you know what? So-and-so, honey, I'm sorry that I blew up, but you and I should have had this conversation earlier, but that was it. The dog was the final straw, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. I think the more of her saying it was too harsh was she didn't want to look like she was taking sides because it's two family members and stuff. But realistically, in that situation, if everything he says is true, it'd be kind of hard to not take the husband's side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like I said earlier, there's always two sides of the story. I mean, maybe the guy was going on a bike ride. Maybe he said he was going out to ride with buddies. Maybe he was going on looking for jobs, right? And just took his bike, took for a nice ride, and did some, job hunting while he was out. Completely understandable. And the sister and the brother-in-law, the two posters, probably wouldn't have known that.
Yeah.
They just see him going out for a ride with his buddies.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You never know.
But
yeah, if that story is any remotely close to being accurate, no, buddy.
So
you had every right to blow the top off of that one.
So the top comment is, am I not the asshole for considering my wife's feelings first? And they says, I'm too nice, I guess. Sometimes giving people the benefit of the doubt, they're like go right into it. They're like,
oh yeah,
why isn't she considering your feelings? Why does her brother seem to have priority in your home? That's not okay.
It is not okay.
Not the asshole. He didn't get his act together within 3 months. It's my guess he never planned to until he was forced to. The whole not contributing anything to your household is such gross, entitled behavior. Good on you for finally taking care of business. And I'm sorry about your dog. So,
well, and he's absolutely right.
Yeah, right? And I agree. That's pretty much sums up what we were saying. The bottom.
And to be honest with you, that comment brings up a very valid point. When you say "I do" to that person takes top priority. Not your brother, not your mom,
That's
not
fair.
your dad,
Yeah.
not and I know I might catch a little backlash, but for the most part, not even your kids, right? And there is a wavy spot where they do bounce back and forth, but overall,
that's a gray area.
it's the priority is your spouse, right? When those two people become married, they become one, right? Each one is the priority. Without that one, the rest of it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right? So, yes, the kids are a priority. It's based on necessity. When it comes to their health, right? That takes a top priority from your spouse. But whether they have the coolest pants or if they got gas in the car to go to the movies, no, that's not a priority. Sorry about your luck. You want to spend time with your mom or whatever? Well, sorry, we had a date night planned. No, we're just going to go a different night. The date would take priority because that is the priority.
Yeah, I could see that.
Brother-in-laws, you're in-laws and stuff like that, no, they don't take priority. Not
Like,
over your,
yeah.
not over your significant other.
I
Sorry.
feel like with kids and significant others, especially if you're married and stuff, I feel like it's situational. The priority.
Yeah, there needs to be a priority list.
Yeah.
But it's significant priority, right?
Yeah.
Whether your kids get their feelings hurt because somebody, one of the parents yelled at them. No, that doesn't take priority.
It's probably a good idea that your kids get disappointed every once in a while.
Well, yeah.
I
mean, if we teach our kids that there's no such thing as disappointment in life,
and that they always get what they want.
Yeah, what kind of adult? Well, we know exactly what kind of adults they're going to be. We just read about it.
Don't want that.
No, I don't want that. Don't want that at all. Okay, this one here says, "Am I overreacting?" Right?
Yeah.
So this is AIO. It says GI nurse found my Instagram and emailed me. Oh, this is gonna be.
How much you want to bet this is a guy? This is a girl writing the post, but it's a guy that reached out. I can almost, I swear to you, if it's got to be a guy. This is man behavior.
Right. Let's get down to it and see what happens here. This is a few weeks back. I went to follow up appointment with my GI doctor at his clinic. So I was with my baby of 10 months, and I was placed in a room by this guy who looked similar to my age. It was just a short interaction. I didn't think much of. We were both friendly, polite, just smiling, saying thank you and you're welcome and for bringing me to my room. I looked at my email today and see that he emailed me. The title is the GI clinic's address, so I thought it might have been about some tests that I might need to do. But it's actually sent to my makeup business email. So it wasn't even her personal email. It went to her business email. You would have had to have found my Instagram to go to my makeup account page through my bio. And then from there, contact information. So I was a bit lost on whether I should respond back or just ignore it. She does go on to say that she is married. And she had her baby with her, which I thought alone, she says, which I thought alone would have been a deterrent from assuming that I was single, right?
Yeah.
I feel a bit uncomfortable and feel as though as a professional, he shouldn't be reacting or reaching out to me. But honestly, I don't know what to do. Am I overreacting?
You should feel uncomfortable. That's borderline predatory behavior.
Well, here's the funny thing, though, is that he would have had to got in her file.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, I mean, because when he called her back, he would have had her name.
Yeah.
So he could have done a general search from that, but
a general search with their name for the intent of what?
Okay. This gets better. Okay, so there's a picture of the email that he sent. He says, "Hello." He goes, "I'm sorry. I am sorry. This is very direct. I tried to follow you on Instagram. We met in the GI clinic. I regret that I didn't get your number or asked you out if you're single." He goes, "P.S. I'm clearly not desperate here. LOL." This is yours. The guy who roomed you sent from iPhone. If you have to say P.S. I'm not desperate, you're full of stuff.
That's like that's like when you you know how you like if you ever get pulled over or something for a ticket and you over explain everything to make yourself seem innocent, but you just end up making yourself look more guilty in return. That is exactly what this is right here. Yeah. That is the inner thoughts creeping out for a second. He knows how desperate
he knows how wrong,
dude. He knows how bad it is.
And just for the simple fact that this was a professional setting is completely and entirely unprofessional.
That's what I'm saying. This is okay. This borders on stalker behavior.
Right.
This is what a stalker does.
Right. So the very first comment that comes up, it says, if they were in Canada, That's actually illegal. Because I'm a nurse, and unless there's written or verbal consent to contact you via your cell phone, then it is a violation.
It is. Yeah.
Straight out violation. Yeah. To be honest, I would not contact that person.
Oh, absolutely.
I would not respond.
Absolutely not. I would report them.
But that's what I was going to say. Yeah. I would get a hold of the GI clinic and say, look, this may be a one-off, but this is not.
I don't think this is a one-off.
This is not cool.
Clearly, if you felt comfortable enough to do this to her, I guarantee there's other people that he's attempted to do this with too, or thought of.
I don't know. Maybe she's really hot though.
But my man, this dude would have to be so down bad that to go out of your way to find her through if he looked up her information in like medical records that way to get her name and stuff.
I guarantee, even not being in Canada, I guarantee that in the United States that's illegal.
It is illegal. You're not supposed to stuff's supposed to be private.
Right.
You know?
And it's even illegal to, even just to date your doctor, even if you are consenting, right? It's just it's
I don't know. I don't know if that's illegal.
I mean, you can't go to the doctor for something and then while you're there ask him out. If the doctor reciprocates and wants to pursue a personal relationship, then you need to see a different doctor.
Listen to this. This is crazy. You have to find her Instagram page, which, to be honest,
you have to search through a
lot of stuff.
Right.
And you need to... That means that if it wasn't already known information, because sometimes the nurses do get the full name with like the information they're given when they're like,
well, they have access to the file.
Yeah. So like he found her name,
right?
Threw it in some search filter or on Instagram or however you search it up on there. You threw in her name, looked through potentially hundreds of accounts.
Thousands.
Found her business email or her business account, her makeup, her makeup
had
business
to been through
account.
A photo or something.
Yeah, found that, went on there, went to her bio, found a link, and that led to her Instagram or her email.
Right,
and then used. This guy couldn't even make a throwaway email. He used his personal business email that he uses for work.
He used his
GI. He used his medical email,
the clinic's email,
to contact this woman.
Yeah, it says the GI clinic's address. So
I hope he enjoys
business.
I hope he enjoys being unemployed.
Right,
because he just speed ran being unemployed.
I was just gonna say that there's got to be jail time that associated with that stuff. That's ridiculous. So, no, you're not overreacting, lady.
Yeah. See, this guy says, this is a giant violation of your privacy as a patient. I managed a medical office, and if any of my employees were looking up patients' names in a medical chart or using privileged information they were given for purposes other than intended, which he clearly did, so they could find the patient on social media, they would be fired immediately.
Yes.
Yeah. Patients surrender a great deal of their healthcare providers' birthdays, addresses, health histories, etc. in order to gain the maximum health benefits. The cost of holding that information is maintaining a higher level of discretion on the part of the staff who are helping you. It'd be one thing if he bumped into you in a friend group or in public or something, but this is a gross invasion of your privacy and patient rights. I'd contact the GI doctor immediately.
Hell yeah.
I would too. I forget what the
it's HIPAA laws.
It's HIPAA. HIPAA.
HEPA.
Yeah, because actually, it's funny enough. That's what they're talking about in my course now. Yeah, because they're talking about how you keep that data safe from people who try and steal it and stuff. Because that information can be really used to hurt you.
Massive.
Really bad.
We just had that issue here at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amy got her there was a breach at her healthcare provider.
Yeah.
And they got some of her healthcare records. And I tell you what, it is a massive issue trying to sort through that mess.
Oh yeah. I bet.
Massive issue.
And the other things too is because they're supposed to be fully like confidential and private. So like, and you wouldn't think how important it is, but when it comes to say something like, if you wanted to get, if you were to say, because there are a ton of states where it's illegal to get an abortion,
right?
You know, that goes on your medical record,
right?
If you get an abortion, I believe. And
it depends on where you get the abortion.
Yeah, if that information's not confidential and stuff, you can be tried, you know, for that, for having an abortion if they can get a hold of that information, I believe.
That would be state oriented. That would only be if you were in the state that it was illegal.
Yeah.
If you went to another state to have those procedures, that'd be like, because it was not illegal at the federal law, it was only legal at the state law. So you'd have to go to that state.
I don't know if that covers, like, if you live in a state where it's illegal and you go to a different state, I don't know if you can still be held responsible for that.
Because where you went, it was legal.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I'm not sure. Is that how it works?
That's the way it would work.
Oh, okay.
I'm fairly certain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you found a spot that did it in the state that it was illegal, then you would be in violation of the law.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right?
Okay.
You know, you can go to other countries and get certain things that you can't get here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
If you bring it back, it's not the fact that, you know, if it's not saying that possession is illegal, you know, then if you got the possession in a different country, it wouldn't make no difference as long as possession wasn't illegal.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's still important to have your medical information confidential, though.
Most definitely.
Big time. What a clown. Oh my god.
I don't yeah. Even being that desperate, I don't care how good looking she was. That's not worth my job.
No, for real. Am I overreacting for considering divorcing my husband who doesn't want to be with me for the birth of our child? I'm just going to pause right there for a second. And if there is no like weird unorthodox circumstances for him not wanting to be there, why wouldn't you want to be there for the birth of your own child? What possible reason could you have for not wanting to be with your wife for the birth of your child? I'm 33 female. He's 40 male. We have 2 kids together and a third on the way. Just last night, we had friends over for dinner, and we were talking about childbirth and what it was like with our first 2. And he said that he didn't even want to be there for the birth of this one because it was too traumatizing for him. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And that he wants my mom, who lives in a different country and has Parkinson's, to come be there with me in the delivery room instead.
Okay. I smell a divorce on the horizon.
That's the best reason that you have. It's too traumatized.
You know, I will give him the kudos for the fact that it can be stressful. I've been in that delivery room. It is stressful. Traumatizing is not a word I would use.
I wouldn't say it's traumatizing. If anybody has an excuse to say traumatizing, the woman that's giving literal birth to a human being.
To your
human being, yeah.
Which like, right now you're not even falling in the category of human.
Yeah. He said he doesn't want to be in the room and deal with my shouting and screaming and saying over and over because it's too stressful for him. Like, I'm sorry I was in pain while giving unmedicated birth to our healthy children. Or to our beautiful, healthy children. Right. He never mentioned to me that he doesn't want to be there for the birth. This is the first time it comes. This is the first time it comes up at dinner with. Wow.
In front of your friends, no less.
No, he definitely said that in front of the friends because he was hoping that someone would be on his side about it.
He knew he wasn't going to get beat down like a puppy dog that just pissed on the carpet.
That's true.
There's somebody there. There was
yeah.
somebody else there to keep her at bay. That's what that was about.
Exactly. That. Yep.
Dude, I'm just now yanking your man card.
Oh my gosh. This is the first time it's come up, and it was in front of other people, which was kind of embarrassing. Yeah, I bet. To be honest, if this were the only issue in our marriage, I would chalk it up to him just having a few too many beers and maybe being a bit too blunt about it. But there have been so many other instances that prove to me he doesn't prioritize me, and I'm so sick of it. Am I overreacting?
No.
Would I be an absolute idiot to divorce him while I'm pregnant with our third child?
No.
No, there's
speed dial that lawyer.
There is no possible situation where I could ever be on this guy's side.
Right.
There's no possible situation where any sort of trauma that he is experiencing could be worse than any sort of trauma that she is experiencing in that very moment.
And if you had two before this one, and it was traumatizing before, why would you try to have a third?
For real?
Like, even if you just said, well, I'm just going to, even if you don't have of course you should definitely have the conversation with your wife about that. But even if you're too scared to have that conversation, wrap that stuff.
For real.
Or something. I mean, come on.
Unless, even if your wife is like, let's have another kid, and you don't want to disappoint her, you still need to talk about this, like, specific thing. Like, that just seems like such a dumb reason to, like...
I mean, you'd had to been almost 3 sheets to the wind to not have that kind of filter.
The only possible way I could even potentially give this man a pass on it being more traumatizing for him over his wife is if his wife literally died on the operating table giving birth to the kid.
Yeah, almost died.
Yeah.
From the previous ones.
But if she lived and I don't know.
She lived.
Right.
Not only did she live, but she probably didn't have that near-death experience with the first two because she's going through with a third.
No, obviously. Something. So this man's a psychopath. No, he's not a psycho, but
he doesn't have a man card no more.
No. Yeah.
It's been yanked, buddy. Sorry about your luck. There was an edit down there.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of dumbfounded about this. It says, I really appreciate the people who gave nuanced responses and could see both sides of the equation. To those who called me a monster, a terrible mother.
What?
I shouldn't be allowed to procreate? And she goes, guys.
What the hell?
The world is a worse place with people like you in it. Who in the right mind would say this woman's off her rocker?
I don't know. Like, try to put yourself in someone's shoes just for the, like, experience. Try to rationalize. Be the guy who doesn't want to be in the operating room with his wife giving birth. I was in the operating room while my wife was giving birth to my daughter. No,
was there.
That's what I'm saying. But try to be this guy who doesn't want to be there because it's too traumatizing. Like, put yourself at, like...
I can't.
You can't.
Physically can't because I've been there. Was I scared to death? Oh, you darn tootin', I was scared to death. Right?
I feel like any normal person would be terrified.
Looked like I was going to pass out.
Yeah.
From, whatever, terror, whatever. My ex-wife now. But while she was giving birth, I saw things that were not natural. I don't care who you are. That is not natural.
Yeah, but that is part of your duty as a father
yes.
and a parent to be there in that moment.
You decide to procreate regardless.
Yeah.
Suck it up, buddy.
Yep.
It's not traumatizing to you, not nearly as it is for her. And thank God I don't remember being birthed because I would say that was traumatizing coming out.
Yeah, for real.
It was like it was all nice, warm, and cozy and quiet. And now you put me in this loud and cold and hateful world. That's traumatizing all by itself.
For real.
And to whoever thinks that this woman's a monster, dude, you need to see a psychologist. I can't even wrap my head around that either.
How can you, like...
Oh, I know what it was. It was him. He made he made bogus accounts, and he was trying to make himself feel better.
You think so? You're terrible. This horrible woman. Your poor husband.
It was him.
Someone get the husband another beer. He needs it.
Oh yeah. Yep, that was him. He was writing those comments. Don't let him pull that one off on you, lady. he was totally doing that. That is 3 shades of messed up. So, that was kind of fun. I think.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I think with that, Corey and I will wrap things up from right here, and we would like to thank all of you that stayed throughout this whole discussion today. We hope that you enjoyed it. I know I definitely got a few chuckles out of these people. I know we enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you join us again next week for more conversation. And
yeah,
we might even do this. We might even do this one again.
Yeah, this one was fun.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good stuff.
Wow. Yeah,
people are crazy.
People are nutsoid. Yep. Remember, we would love it if you would like, follow, comment, stars. If you would give that back to us, you can do that through Facebook. You can do that through YouTube. You can do that through Spotify. We are on all those platforms and more. And when it comes to Spotify, give us a star or 2 or 5, whatever you think we're worth. At least that lets us know that you're listening, and we would greatly appreciate that. You can also send stuff to us through our email at mo9studios@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you, for sure.
Heck yeah.
Maybe get some, maybe, you know what? If you got some wild story like we had talked about today, if you want to share it, we'll read it.
Yeah, for real.
We'll give it, we'll do it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. So with that, I think now we'll leave you with this thought of the week.
What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Yes. Well said, my man. Well said.
Thanks.
Not you, him.
Oh.
Well, you too. You did a good job too.
I was going to say, I only read it.
And with that, we will see you next time.
Later, skaters.
Bye.